You look pretty cute in your welding hat, Jeff.
Thanks. So today we're going to be making a new engine mount for the seal, like we said. So we're going to try and use the base plate of the original section. So we did all this reinforcing for no point. Just cut this off, and then the plan is to use two upright pillars like this, drill a hole through each, and then the bush will be on the other half. So then we just run the bolt through that, through these two pins, and through the new bush that we're going to use. So the new bush we're going to use is a Corolla leaf spring bush. So we just got these two bits out of one of the leaf springs. Bolt goes through that, which is the original engine mount bolt anyway. And then there'll be a plate either side of it going down to this base plate. So then next we want to remake this bit. So we've got these 4 holes copied onto this piece of steel. So we'll drill those out. And then we've made room for the oil filter. We may need to make a little bit more later, but that'll be alright. And then we're going to get some pieces of rod that I've got, come off of this to the center section of this, and then put a bolt to that. So just going to drill some holes, cut some stuff out, and then it'll be a little bit clearer. You'd be surprised how many times I've done that. A little bit more. So just making an engine mount for the seal. So we heated it up with the blowtorch, just gave it a whack with the sledgehammer and kinked this piece out of the way. So we'll show it on the car in a minute, but it is quite hot. So the leaf spring bush will go here, and then this will go to the engine. And then the other one will be flat and go like this. Just the gap here needs to be a little bit bigger than it was. So hopefully that's enough and we don't have to heat it up again. So we're just got the start of the engine mount here. Cut this one at a bit of angle so it sits nicer, and this one's just a little bit shorter. So the plan is for this to go around the drain for the turbo, and then this will go straight down and mount to the plate. We were going to do it around the other way, so this would be upright and then the bars from here to the engine, but this way seems to work better, and we'll have a whole lot more area to weld. So just pop this back on the engine and see how it looks. So we just got everything back on the engine. Going to try and make this engine mount. So we've cleaned off the bottom plate, so I cut that big mount off, and then under here you can kind of see the mount we made this morning. So I need to get the angry end in here again, open this up a bit more for the oil filter, but almost fits, and then clean this one off. So now we've bent this thing up, that's going to sit in there somewhere, and then we'll go a piece of rod or two from up here. And then we've got enough room for the drain, and enough room for the feed, and enough room for an exhaust of some kind. So we've got the engine mount in. I've just tacked it for now. I need to clean it up a fair bit anyway. So this bolt's loose, so this bit can spin. So we just need to make some little posts from here to up here and hold that together. And then take the whole thing off again, clean it all up, fully weld everything. Take this bolt out and put it in from the other side. So the nut will be on this side and the bolt will be on this side. Plenty of room for a dump pipe. Plenty of room for a drain tube that I put in the wrong spot. And plenty of room for the feed as well. So this can be a lot shorter now. So we're just going to cut through this with the drill, with the hole saw on it. Then this will be a nice notch for the other section. Finally. So we'll just clean that up with the die grinder, pop it on the pipe, and that's pretty much it. So finish the notch. Got this piece of tube which is used for the spacer for the rubber bush. Perfect. So I'm just going to weld that on. So just taking the engine mount off again, loop the bolt in backwards. So just got to pull out, swap the bolt around, put it in the correct way, and then mock it all up again and take it together. Get out of you! So just welded the bottom half of the engine mount, so the part that goes through the cross member. That's this bit here with the spanner on it. So welded around here. It's not the greatest welds, but they'll definitely hold. And welded up here. So that's reasonably cool. It's not cold, but it's cool. I've chucked the rubber bushes back in and chucked this engine mount back on. So I've ovaled this hole out, or made this hole a little bit bigger than it should be, so that the nut can be welded, and then I'll be able to feed the bolt in from this side. And then we're just going to have to run some weld through here and on the inside. So once we get the oil filter adapter made, we can put that into the engine, put the oil filter on, and then machine this out a little bit more with the die grinder or whatever. And then we should be all done. So we've got a fixed nut now, and take the bolt out. I'll leave it bolted together so that the arms don't flex apart too far. So we'll just let these two halves cool down and then give them a quick brush over with the wire brush and then give them a quick coat of black and then we should be good to go. So I still have to open this up a bit for the oil filter, but I need to get that little extension made first and then see the engine actually sit under its own weight for the first time in months.
AKA 3 days.
Yeah.
Alright, so the engine side of the engine mount is now bolted in.
The fourth bolt isn't, but we'll get to that when we do it for the real time.
Or we might not.
We will. Wink. So we're going to grind this out so we can actually fit the oil filter in, and I'm going to get that adapter made up. So I'll hassle Aiden about that later. So this should, in theory, fit in here and line up pretty well. So now we can get actual intercooler piping in there, and drain pipes can actually go through the engine mount now, and we can get a feed on it. So
Oil filter as well. Eventually will go in there as well.
we could probably put the oil housing back on and have the oil filter down here, but I'd like to try and run the dump in through here somewhere. So we'll see how we go.
Alright, now's the moment of truth. Take the strap off the engine and
See how much it moves.
yeah.
Hardly at all.
The engine didn't move. I think the roof moved more than the engine did. So it has a bit of play, as you can see.
Not much in it.
But there's not much, which is good. So it's pretty solid, but without being rock solid.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. So we just got the engine mount in. Got to be pretty happy with that. It's a lot slimmer than the other one. So just got to paint it, but that can wait for a bit. So on to the next problem on the next episode of El Jefe's Chop Shop.